Today, let's talk about hobby game development when you're full-time, seriously busy, or both. I've figured out what works for me when balancing hobby game dev with a family, a full-time job, and a very busy schedule. And I want to just talk through it in this video. And I know that something like 60 to 70% of you watching right now are 25 to 45 years old. So you'll be in a very similar stage of life to me. You'll be grinding in your careers, you'll be busy with family, maybe you're studying, maybe all three. You'll be the same kind of busy, you'll be the same kind of tired, and you'll be the same kind of, I've always wanted to make a game since I was a kid, and I'm gonna do it at some point. And because that's the feeling that doesn't really go away, right? We've all been gamers since childhood. If you're watching this, I can guarantee it.
You have not said often, but somewhat reckless.
And at some point that turns into actually wanting to make games. And that doesn't just switch off because at some point we have a mortgage or rent to pay. And no, before you ask, the outcome of this video isn't going to be just get up at 5 a.m. I value my sleep far too much for that. I need my sleep far too much for that. If that works for you, experiment with it, and maybe you already found your solution. But here's what works for me. Feel free to take what's useful and then ignore the rest. You know the feeling you get in from work, it's 6 p.m. and you are just wiped. You told yourself that tonight was going to be the night, and then you just don't. And for ages, I just thought that was a time problem. And then I realized it was actually a motivation problem. You can end up having an hour to spare and still not use it. The biggest thing that helped me was to pick a time slot and then actually protect it. And it doesn't have to be much. For me, it's Monday night. And if I'm really busy with a project, it'll be Monday and Wednesday night. And I make sure that that's in my calendar and I stick to it. And it's not because I'm disciplined, because honestly, I'm really not. But if I don't protect that space and stick to it, then it just won't happen. And when I finally get to my piece of protected time, then I stick to the bits that I like about game dev. I tend to do some art, I develop some cool systems for the game, and then I just try to grab what I need for everything else. Whether that's royalty-free sound effects or music, asset packs, tools from the engine. I tried making sound effects once, never again. You don't need to be good at everything, just pick your bit and then borrow the rest. If you aim to make a commercial game, then this will be slightly different. But if you're like me and you just make games for fun, then I think this advice is super applicable. If you're enjoying the video so far, then please like the video and don't forget to subscribe. I'm a small channel, but we've just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thanks so much for your support so far. The next piece of advice is to keep the game you're making stupidly small. I've got so many abandoned projects because they needed 500 hours that I just do not have. It's actually embarrassing how many games I've started and not finished due to a lack of time, when really it was just scope creep. It's better to have a finished small game than an abandoned big one that lives in your project folder for the rest of time. So when the time comes, just start. And it sounds so cliche, but don't wait to be motivated to make your game. Don't wait to be motivated to start game development as a hobby. Don't wait to be motivated to start your next project. Just give yourself even 20 minutes because starting is the hard part. And once you start, you'll probably want to keep going for longer and longer. And don't think I don't see you. You've been waiting for 6 months to go back to that project. Oh, you're going to get round to it, but you're just so busy. Just start. And I think this next point matters more than most. Don't let this hobby get in the way of the things that keep you sane. I walk my dog every day, no matter what, because it's great for me and it's great for the dog. And if I skip it, I may get more game dev time, but it's bad game dev time. I'm not motivated and it leads to burnout and you start to resent the things that you should enjoy. And honestly, when I'm outside, I'm at my most creative and I get my best ideas. And on the nights when I sit down to do my game development or pixel art, and if I'm just not quite feeling the motivation, then I try to remember the things that have been such highlights for me in the past. People buying my pixel art asset packs, people playing my games and leaving such kind comments. And then I start to think about what I aspire to move towards, the game that was in my head that I want you guys to be able to play. I write down my to-do list, I keep my scope really small, and then I get started. I just make sure I do the first 20 minutes. And then it's 2 hours later, and I find that I'm really enjoying myself. And that's genuinely it, not a system, not a course. I hope this video didn't come across like I was trying to be some sort of guru or something. I just wanted to share a day in my life. Because looking at my channel analytics, it seems that you and I were peers. So I hope it was useful. Take it. If not, you know your life better than I do. Have a great week. Remember, make small games. See you on the next one.